In this video, we will learn about the communication barrier. Two barriers we have discussed in the previous chapter, in the previous video. Now we will discuss two more barriers to communication, that is the organizational barrier and the personal barrier. So first of all, we will discuss the personal barrier. There are various points in the personal barrier, means various personal barrier, organizational barriers are there. So first of all, we will discuss the organizational barrier. What are those barriers which hampers communication or which act as a barrier to communication? First, organizational barrier. First, organizational barrier. First of all, in the organizational barrier, the organization policy is there. The organization policy. Organization policy. Means first is the policy of the organization with regard to communication. In some organization, there is a, you can say, restriction, or you can say free flow, or the organization policy is not supportive of the communication. Means organization policy is not supportive, or you can say conducive for free communication. So in this case, the organization policy, if it is not supportive, it will act as a barrier to communication, because individuals in an organization or worker or employees in an organization will not try to communicate, because there is, you can say, the system or the support of the organization is not there. Means the management is not supporting here the organization policy. Here it refers to the management, you can say how the management of the company is done or the organization is done. If the organization or if the management is supportive for communication, then there will be good communication. But when the organization is not supportive with regard to communication, then it will act as a barrier to communication. Next is rules and regulations in an organization. Rules and regulations. The rules and regulation there may be a prescribed rules and regulation for communication. So if there are too many rules or regulations are there, or you can say if there are, you can say not supportive, you have to follow a particular channel of communication, then there will be, you can say, it will act as a barrier to communication. Means if rules and regulations are prescribed, means any time an individual want to communicate, he will first try to think over whether I am following the proper rules and regulation or not. Means here actually these rules and regulation refer to the channel of communication, that you have to follow a particular channel of communication, and you cannot bypass that channel. You have to move through the channel, and accordingly communication will pass from one individual to the another. And in this way, the rules and regulations in the organization, if there is cumbersome rules and regulations are there, then it will act as a hindrance, or it will act as a barrier to communication. Thirdly, there is status is there. Status. Sometimes the manager may be status conscious. He may be very status conscious, so he may not like to communicate with his subordinate, or the subordinate, even if the subordinate is willing to communicate, the status conscious manager may discourage the subordinate to communicate also. It is also possible. So if there is a status conscious manager is there, so he will not try to communicate with other, means with his subordinate, and sometimes he will discourage also even the subordinate to communicate. So as a result of this, it will act as the status will act as a barrier to communication. Now, next is the complexity in the organization structure. Complexity in organization structure. Organization structure. Complexity in the organization structure. Here, the complexity especially refer to the levels. You can say the levels of management in a, you can say, organization. The level of, you can say, how many levels of managers are there in an organization. Say there are, say, 3 levels of managers are there. A, B, C are the 3 levels of manager. If C want to communicate with A, then he can pass on the information to B, and B can easily communicate the information to A. In this way, there will be only one channel we have to follow. So if the number of channels, if there are more number of channels, A, B, C, D, E, F, there are more number of channels, or you can say the number of levels of managers are more, then if want to communicate with A, he will have to the information will pass through so many individuals, so many levels of manager that it will get delayed. So in this way, if more levels of managers are there, it will also act as a hindrance or it will also act as a barrier to communication. So complexity in the organization structure aspect will refer to the number of levels of management in an organization. More the number of levels of managers, more the levels of managers in an organization, there will be delay in the communication of information, and if there are shorter channels or less number of levels of managers are there, then there will be the easy flow of communication will be there. So complexity in the organization, how much complexity is there in the organization, in this way it will affect the, you can say, the communication. So more number of levels of managers means it will act as a barrier to communication. One more is the, you can say, organizational facilities. Organizational facilities. What are the facilities which are provided in an organization for communication? In some organization, you can say the mobile phones are not allowed within the organization. So in this case, if a person wants to communicate with someone else, he have to personally or physically move to that person to communicate. So it will act as a barrier to communication. If the organization facilities is conducive for, you can say, communication, say mobile phones are easily allowed, so one can easily communicate over the phone, or emails is facilities allowed, then also communication can be faster. And similarly, meetings should be, if there is regular meetings are conducted, communication becomes easy. If there is free flow, you can say, of free interaction of people in the organization is allowed, then also there will be, you can say, easy communication will be there. But if the facilities in the organization is not there, if there is lack of facilities are there, especially you can say organization facilities or lack of organization facilities. Lack of organizational facilities act as a barrier to communication. If the organization do not provide good facilities, or there is lacking facilities are lacking, so it will affect the, or you can say, the communication, and also you can say it will act as a barrier to communication. Next we will be coming to the personal barrier. Personal barrier. The personal barrier, first is the fear of challenge to authority. Fear of challenge to authority. Fear of challenge to authority. Sometimes it may happen that the senior or the superior may hold or withhold the information, because he may think that if I communicate, or if I, you can say, communicate, give out some information, it will act as a, you can say, it will act as a challenge to my authority. So in this case, the superior may withhold some information if information is likely, or if the information, if there are chances that the information will adversely affect his authority. If there is chances that the information, if you can say, diverge the information, then it will act as a challenge to his authority. So superior in this case may withhold the information. So if there is fear of challenge to authority of the superior may not communicate. So fear of challenge to authority act as a barrier to communication, and it is a personal barrier. Next, lack of confidence. Lack of confidence of superior in his or her subordinate. If a superior is not confident, he do not having confidence in his subordinate. If a superior is not having confidence in his subordinate, so it will also act as a barrier to communication, because since it may be possible that the superior may, you can say, discourage the subordinate that you do not have to inform, or you do not have to give any suggestion or advice to me, because I do not have any confidence in you, and your information may not be correct. So it is possible that the superior may think that the information which will be provided by the subordinate will be faulty or incorrect. So subordinate will discourage the superior will discourage the subordinate to communicate also. So if there is lack of confidence of the superior in subordinate, it will also act as a barrier to communication. Even the superior will also try not to communicate with the subordinate if he is lacking the confidence, because he will the superior may think that even if I give the information or communicate with him, the other person, that is the subordinate, will not be able to, you can say, manage the things or manage the information. So he will not try to divulge the information, or he will not try to communicate also. So it will act as a, you can say, the fear, lack of confidence will also act as a barrier to communication. Thirdly, it may be possible that unwillingness on the part of unwillingness to communicate also, you can say. Unwillingness to communicate. Sometimes the superior or the subordinate may not be willing to communicate also. It can be because of any reason. Sometimes it is possible that the unwillingness is a reason also. Sometimes a person may be unwilling to communicate. Here the unwillingness to communicate can be on the part of the superior as well as on the part of the subordinate. They may not be willing to communicate, and this unwillingness can be because of any reason. It can be because of any reason. There is no, you can say, a particular list because of which the superior or subordinate may not try to communicate, because of some personal reason, or because of some fear to challenge to authority, or because of any other reason. There can be a number of reasons because of which the superior or the subordinate will not try to communicate. Lastly, you can say there is lack of incentive. Lack of incentive also. Sometimes it is possible that because of lack of incentive, the superior and the subordinate may not communicate. Especially this is with regard to the, you can say, subordinate, that the subordinate will not try to communicate if he think that what is the benefit if I want to communicate. If I communicate, then what will be the reward for me? So if the superior, or you can say especially the subordinate, do not think that it will benefit him or it will be rewarding for him for providing the information or communication for communicating, then he will not try to communicate. So lack of incentive. This incentive should be devised wherever some important information is to be provided, and if that information is provided, then some incentive should be there also. For example, if there is a fire in a factory there, and a particular person has seen, if an individual has seen that there is a fire in the factory, and if he timely inform the fire department there is a fire in the factory in particular block or building, and if huge amount of loss will be suffered, and because of his information or communication the loss, you can say the damage has not been done, so he should be rewarded for this giving the information. So in this case, since the subordinate or since the individual will be rewarded because of providing the information, so if in future if similar type of situation occurs, then any person or any employees of the organization will try to immediately communicate so that he can also give the reward, and in this way if incentives are given, then the employees or the worker will try to communicate, and it will act, or if there is no incentive, then it will again act as a barrier to communication, or he will not try to communicate also, because he will be thinking that if I provide the information, what will I get? I will not get anything, I will not be rewarded, I will not get any benefit, so why should I communicate at all? So lack of incentive is the reason for, or you can say it acts as a hindrance or barrier to communication. This is also we have studied all the organization, the barriers to communication. Next we will be discussing the next videos, what are the various you can say steps which can be taken in order to improve communication.